We could be like the Real News where they have like iPads.
Yeah, we should do that. Well, we got this. We can get the iPad, paper, phone.
Ooh, you know, we can have like the table is like the screen.
Yeah, let's get one of those.
That's what we're going to do.
This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 94 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
Here we go. We've got a couple of good rackets.
We are wearing different outfits today.
We're wearing different outfits, just to make that clear.
Make it clear, yes.
We were, or I was actually.
I did wear the same
two
outfit.
different black shirts.
I usually call myself out on it, but somebody else decided to call me out on the fact that I
You wore the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
wore the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
But it was indeed 2 different weeks. We're doing this show now on Tuesday and releasing on the same day because we find that Tuesday's typically been the day where you get most of your news sources from. Your sources, right? So, like, my point about that is we're always doing this on a different week. We're not
sources.
just, you know, like, because we're always talking about a trending topic. So, like, you know.
Oh, so what, you think that he's
would be a
accusing us of videoing 2 on the same day? That's what he was accusing us of?
No, it was more the same
I think he
clothes.
was just making fun of us.
This is a comment.
I'm wearing
from the
different
last
earrings.
episode.
I feel like this podcast is going to cost me a lot of money.
Who is the comment from? Because we like you. We appreciate the comment.
Oh, no,
actually.
I love it. I love when people call me out. It's so fun.
All right, let's get into the racket so people don't get super bored here. Racket number 1. If you're new to the show, our phrase racket is basically like, is this bullshit or not? Is this a racket, right? So racket number 1, more consumers are going direct to the listing agent, essentially cutting out the buyer agent when they buy a home. This is an article from Brad Inman. There's a lot in this article.
There is a lot in there.
It actually says
it touches on MLS, it touches on pocket listings, it touches on
touches on everything, but kind of says nothing that we don't already know.
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
And so what caught my eye was that line. More consumers go directly to the listing agent to buy a home. Mm-hmm. In theory, I believe that. Like, I haven't really actually seen that though on our level.
I think it depends on
we carry a lot of listings.
I really think it depends on price point though too. I think you see it a lot in the higher end than you do in.
Yeah, but that's always kind of been the case in
guess.
my experience.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm getting a tremendous amount of,
more. Double.
I have a deal right now that they came right to me.
Right.
And then we bought, and then now we're selling their house. So
your chances increase
happens,
with the amount of listings we have. But what I'm saying is Brad didn't refer to a specific statistic to back that up. And that's where this article is lacking a little bit for me, Brad, in the sense that I would have loved a stat behind that line. More consumers go directly to the listing agent to buy a home.
Right.
If that was backed up by, up 10% from 2018, I would have been like, ooh, there's something there, because intuitively, I just believe that statement with tech and with the way things are trending. Mm-hmm. I do believe in that. So I've always said, be listing heavy, like go control the inventory. Mm-hmm. If you're focusing in on being a buyer agent specialist, you're going to lose long term. I believe all those things. Mm-hmm. But I would have loved to have sat there. Mm-hmm. But this article goes through the 5 like big problems right now in our industry, because he really gets into pocket listings, MLSs, NAR, dual agency, and how a buyer agent gets paid. Like, these are the big, huge buzzwords all in one article.
He did it. I mean, he touched on all of it.
So the pocket listing thing, I don't know if you, Nicole, heard last week.
I did.
There was the MLS that really reinforced their pocket listing. They're coming soon.
They're coming soon. Yes.
Compass is
within 24 hours, I think, of you posted something on any social media platform. The MLS wants you putting it on the
MLS, and so like Compass has been pretty strategic about how they've been doing their coming soon listings, which theoretically, I haven't seen numbers behind it, theoretically is getting them more leads, right? And more people to come direct to them on these off-market listings, because you can't find it anywhere else. It's not on the MLS, so it's not on Zillow, so it's not on all of these other places, right? Now, there's a couple different arguments on the pocket listing thing. One is that it's not fair, right? Like the boards and the MLS, it's not fair to all the other agents, which is why they want people to put it on the MLS right away. But I've seen a lot of comments in people's Facebook posts or whatever in the comment sections that say, well, what are we ever going to talk about what's right for the seller? Like, what if the seller wants that? Now that there's another layer to that. It's like, okay, well, that seller wants that. They should go do that. But if you're signed up to be a member of that board and they have rules, you can't now work with that seller basically because you have to follow the rules that you've signed up to play in, right? So there's so many different ways to look at that argument.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's my belief that every agent that is going to take a client should do what's right for their client in the guidelines that they can play in, right? So like if your client wants something that's the right thing for their property, you should do everything you can in your ability and then be honest with the seller. Like, hey, I just can't work with you because what we need to do here, I can't do. I'm handicapped by my board or by my MLS. Right.
Well, we'll see if it actually happens.
Well, it is happening in some MLSs, and so like I mean, Brad talks about NAR now, kind of getting he writes NAR stumbles into the mess, right? So NAR is considering a controversial proposal to shore up the MLS against coming soon listings. And here's a summary. Within 24 hours of advertising a listing to the public, the listing broker must submit the listing to the MLS for cooperation with fellow MLS participants. Advertising a listing to the public includes, but is not limited to, flyers, yard signs, digital marketing, portals, brokerage, IDX, blah, 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 blah. All right. Brad's saying it's bold, but it won't pass, and that's basically coming from other people, right? There's an East Coast broker, one big
East Coast broker.
East Coast broker has already threatened to sue NAR if the proposal gets passed. That's interesting, right? And so he's talking about, I mean, listen, we're talking about lawsuits and the MLS and NAR. And there's, when you start talking about dual agency, when you start talking about what this sets up, pocket listings or a coming soon listing, it sets up the opportunity for more dual agency. 3 of the biggest lawsuits against brokerages, one against Ryan Serhant this year, one against Houlihan Lawrence, and one against Mauricio from the agency, who's on the, what is that, the show there, the Beverly Hills Housewives show. I was just in Beverly Hills.
Do you watch that?
No, but he's in the show. My wife watches that.
Yeah.
And so those are the big lawsuits against a broker or an agent always kind of fall, it seems, into that dual agency area.
Well, there's lots of drama around it right now. I mean, and again, he mentions it again in here. There's a lot to chew on in here.
I mean, I believe if you're going to actually make the MLS, this is going to be a super bold statement, but if the MLS, because to Brad's point, he makes a good point towards the end here that the MLS is not a perfect system. There's
so many papers.
There's a lot of them. He's not defending the 600 plus MLSs. He's saying there's a lot of flaws, and I would agree. For the MLS to work perfectly, I don't think anything's perfect, but to be close to perfect, there's one rule they could live and die by. You either make dual agency completely illegal or you make it completely the way business is done.
Right.
Right? Like you go one or the other all in, because doing both, doing a little bit of both in some states, not in other states, that opens up all of these gray areas. Right? I mean, there's a lot of layers to it. I get it. But if you went bold one way or another, that really gets rid of a lot of this stuff.
I guess. It's interesting.
What do you think of because there's a lot in here. What do you think of just the coming soon pocket listing stuff?
So many.
And the MLS is getting involved in that.
Well, what's interesting, our MLS allows us to do coming soon listings.
Yeah, but it's pretty constricting.
It's very, I mean, you can't show it. That's for sure.
Can't even show it.
You can't show it. You're not allowed to show the property if it's in the coming soon program.
Building a lead list, okay.
So I really do like coming soons. I built a business off of coming soon. So again, it's very interesting.
Encompasses, some would argue building a business right now off of coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because I don't even really know like what I can and can't do, to be honest. Like that's how shaky it all is. Because even just going on like your Instagram story, like if you according to like what they're trying to push here is if you are there with your photographer while you're getting photos and posting that's considered sort of a coming soon.
I think I saw this somewhere. Jason Cassidy asked the question online twice in a row. We've talked about Jason, San Diego. Big shout out to Jason, Compass Agent. Go follow him on Instagram. Anyways, saw on social somewhere he posted, hey, is your board making you post like on every Instagram story, every Instagram timeline post your license number? Because in California they have to put their license number on advertising. Really? So like if he's like doing a photo of like, say like, you know, you're at the property when the photos are getting taken, and you're showing the photographer.
To memorize your license number.
So somebody in the comments said, hey, create it as your like hashtag, and so somebody else commented, yes, doing the hashtag is acceptable. So a lot of them are hashtagging
their license
number. This is getting ridiculous, where the hashtagging the license number now puts you in compliance with your board or your MLS because you need your license number on a damn Instagram story of the photographer behind the scenes photo of the photo shoot that could be potentially coming soon, but maybe not. Like, all of it's getting a little bit out of control. Brad's article does a great job of highlighting everything that could be wrong in real estate today, but there's still a lot that needs to be played out, and there's a lot of meat that's behind this that's not in this article.
Right, yes. So,
but what's a racket? What do you think's a racket? You got to pick.
If it's a racket?
Coming soon's racket or not?
Oh, I don't think coming soon's is a racket. No.
Got to follow the rules. All right, racket number 2. Nickelodeon Universe, the American Dream Mall is happening. It's the largest indoor theme park in North America, and it's in New Jersey.
Well, and it should be. I mean, gosh, how long we up here in the Northeast could really only enjoy the outdoors for what? Maybe 4 months.
5. I'll give it 5. I think 5.
I mean,
right. A
great fall, but you're still having to put on you're not going in a water park now. No. So, I mean, it makes the most sense, right? It's like heated pools. Like you have to have a heated pool in the Northeast, or else you're literally getting 60 days.
8 weeks. Anyways, 3 million square feet. What I want to know is it a racket to think 3 million square feet, the largest indoor theme park in North America? 45% of it, by the way, is retail stores. So 55% entertainment, 45% retail. Is it a racket to think that 3 million square feet of real estate, this mall's been planned since 2003.
Yeah.
Can it survive in a world where malls and retail do not look like they have a long shelf life overall at scale?
I think it's the only way for a mall to survive. I think we're seeing it a lot too in even locally here, furniture stores are now having attractions where you're having to walk through the furniture store to then get to the attraction. It's the only way that people are now going to shop. There has to be something else at these malls besides just clothing stores, because you could do that online. Same thing with furniture. I mean, you could buy all sorts of stuff on Wayfair. So to have an additional attraction at malls, or just to make your shopping experience next level, this is 100% the way. I mean, you're seeing even just Dave & Buster's opening up now at malls. You're seeing movie theaters. There needs to be an additional attraction at each mall, or else they're just going to start. There's just going to be 3 million square feet of empty buildings soon it was empty
since 2003. But I agree with you. This is not a racket. Certainly, to your point earlier, being in the Northeast, knowing that you have 7 months of good or bad weather and 5 months of good weather. The tickets here are $49.
Yeah, they're not bad. I saw up to $50.
$39. General ticket is priced at $39.99. So you get in there, you have a good day, you get out of the snow. The bad weather is coming. We're about to have that stretch of 7 months. So this is opening at the perfect time. The 555 Group, which is a private company, and they've developed mega malls like the Mall of America and the West Edmonton Mall in Canada. So they have the experience at a large scale project. Yeah. And it's in Jersey. Usually Jersey, it's got a lot of people in it, but it's just great for getting out of Jersey and going somewhere else.
Right.
This keeps people in Jersey, in East Rutherford, right next to the Giants.
And it's bringing lots of people to Jersey too. So
it will.
I think it's brilliant.
I'm certain.
You're certain?
I'm certain. I was going to say sure, but then I went to certain. I am certain that the white people are going to be the white family.
The white family will definitely
people,
not this year though, because I feel like it's maybe a little too crowded. It would be a little too crowded this year.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Stella.
We would do it. I mean, look, it's like SpongeBob. Yeah. It's all the heavy hitters.
And they have slime too.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. A little slime stage.
Are you doing it? Are you gonna go this year?
I'm gonna go.
We should do that. We should do that as a vlog.
Not this year. I want to go year 2 when there's good restaurants. I saw another article.
Although the only benefit about going right now is that it's really clean. It would be really, really clean.
It's gonna be dirty next year.
Well, I mean, all those kids, and it's the winter, so you're talking about like snots. Yeah.
Is it as dirty as your last week's shirt on the Real World? No?
It was washed before I wore it again.
All right, let's get into.
This is not a racket. It's brilliant.
That is not a racket.
To see how it all.
Let's get into the Marketeer of the week. So this is how you know this is a non-biased show, people. Okay, we treat everybody fairly. When there's something great to talk about, we talk about it. When there's something maybe controversial, we'll talk about that. When somebody's not doing something that great, we'll talk about that too. And this week, our Marketeer of the week is Compass. We love you, Compass. See that? We're showing you the love this week because you guys deserve it. And let me just bring up the article. It's an Inman article. We'll link it up. We always link up all these articles. Compass launches a bridge loan program. I think I heard about this before they actually announced it.
I sent you the video.
You sent me the video.
I love her. I follow her.
She's great.
I'm totally blanking.
I did a panel with her in August.
I'm blanking on, you know
Taya.
her name. Yes.
DeCarlo in California.
She sent over the video, which I thought was super slick, but I'm like a huge Compass brand lover. Like I'm loving
So you watched the video, sent it to me.
Yeah, look Zillow answer right now. Zillow lead.
Ooh, hopefully somebody on the team will answer that. Should you answer that?
Well, we're on a.
You want to show people on how it works? Let's answer this.
They probably already have answered.
Answer it.
They've already answered.
Press 1.
Sorry, someone on your team just connected with this.
You are so slow.
Well,
you could have had that one. All right. So this is something I think Compass is doing really well. I do think I heard of it earlier. Nonetheless, they've announced it. They're in a partnership with Better.com and Freedom Mortgage. The new program allows consumers working with a Compass agent to apply for a bridge loan that includes no out-of-pocket costs for 6 months.
Right.
So that catch line, no out-of-pocket costs for 6 months, that's a great shtick. It's a great offering that nobody else is offering right now.
Right.
Maybe somebody else is, but nobody as large of a scale as Compass maybe.
Yeah.
And so what it is, it's a marketing tool like Zillow offers would be for Zillow Premier agents to generate leads for Compass agents. Not everybody's going to fit into this program.
No, I can't even imagine what the guidelines are, because I'm assuming you would have to be able to afford to keep your house and buy another one.
And I don't think more than pick a number, 5% of people are actually going to follow through and use it, but they're going to click.
They're totally calling
an option and give up email and phone number to see what it's all about.
Yep.
And that's another email. That's another phone number. Now that's going into a Compass agents database that they can follow up on and see what they want to do, whether it's buy, sell, or invest. So I think it's great.
It's fabulous.
Good job, Compass. We love you.
Love you.
Big. How do you do that? Big heart to my Compass.
You don't know how to make a heart with your hand?
You do it?
I don't. But don't even do it. You look silly.
I want to see how it's done.
Who makes a heart with their
hands?
This? Who does that?
How do you do it? Like this?
Oh, with your fingers. Yeah.
There we go. All right. I've got it down now.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Big heart, big up to Compass Marketeer of the week. If you didn't see what we had to say about Compass last week, go check out episode 93.
I thought you were giving them this just to let it. Like a truce.
No, it's not a truce. Listen. I think it's a great idea. I think the other one that Jason is talking about, their concierge program where they come in, not only do staging, but we'll do like a light reno.
Yeah.
I think that's really smart.
Oh, no. I think that they're doing a lot of things. I think if anything, they're just giving their agents a lot of tools in order for them to generate new business, which you have to, give any company willing to do that props.
Absolutely. Because they're all saying we've got the tools, and we know far too many of them are just similar to one another.
Right. And they've all been the same and done. And so I think that they're doing some great things for their agents. So,
all right.
There it is.
I got a coaching call. What do you got?
I got to finish my tea.
You didn't get that Zillow call.
I didn't get the Zillow call.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Keep it real. We'll see you next week. Thank you for
Bye, guys.
watching or listening.